Good morning everybody. It is Saturday the 4th of December and yes, I am recording. It's Saturday the 4th of December. We're not going to visit Mummy because his mother because his lordship's not feeling too great. He's got a cold and he's feeling fine, but he doesn't want to pass it on to his mum. And so we're going to go next week, hopefully, fingers crossed. He can't understand where he's got the cold from, but I said, well, we've been to two, because he said we've been in isolation quite a lot. And I said, yeah, but we've been to two. He went to rehearsals with his band, and I said, you may have picked it up from there. The singer is a teacher, so she could have brought anything because she teaches primary school kids. And last Saturday, we went with his mum and partner to a Chinese buffet. Now, the previous time that we went to the Chinese buffet, I was putting stuff onto my plates on the first, you go around and you pick something, put on your plate, pick something, put on your plate. That was in the first part, and I suddenly realised after I'd started eating, everybody's been handling these spoons and the things that you serve them with. So I then got my antiseptic stuff out and put it on my hands, and I handed over to him and said, put it on. But last Saturday, he didn't do it, but I forgot to tell him to put the cream on. And of course, he might have picked it up there. So he could have picked it up at the buffet, or he could have picked it up when he was rehearsing. We don't know. But he says, why have I got this cough? Well, he hasn't got a cough, he's just blowing his nose all the time. So, we're not going, but I thought, well, I'm going to get this done early because I want to get on tidying this room. I want to start making things, and I don't want to waste. I want to spend the rest of the afternoon and evening working on things and making things. Not that I'm making anything in particular, but just that I'm going to potter. I want to spend the rest of the day pottering because I've got lots of things to do. Pottering, tidying up, pottering, making, pottering, hoovering. Pottering, hoovering, is that right? Cleaning up, and I think the builder popped in this morning, the roofer popped in this morning, and he said he's going to come and do the roof Monday, but he says if I have time I'll come and start it off tonight, so we might see him later on. Anyway, let's get on with the advent calendar, and the first one is Kylie and the Machine. And Kylie and the Machine, number 4. Let's find where 4 is. See if you can see 4. 4, 4, 4. 24, 11, 13. Oh, 4's in the top left hand corner, and it's a coffee. So hold on, do these pictures? No, they don't. I wondered if the pictures had some significance to what you get. So let's get my finger underneath there now. Oh, I might rip those off. It'd be easier if I ripped them off, wouldn't it? Right. Well, then I can see where I've been. I'm ripping them off because I can see where I've been then. That makes life easier. Now, the last time when I watched somebody open this, they just pushed the paper in, but it's not going to push in. So, back to my knife. I prefer to use my knife. So, in there, there. Don't know if you can see. I know people are saying, oh God, she's using the knife and it's going down with her feet. So, I'm quite adept at it over these years. Now, let's see. Can you see what despite cutting it, it's not going to come out. Let's try the fourth side. There. And what can you see? This is a song I sing to the kids in the car. What can you see? What can you see? Can you see a great big blue lorry? What can they go? And they go, yeah! And I'll say, what can you see? What can you see? Can you see a double-decker bus? And they go, there. So what can you see? What can you see? Oh, can you see some labels that have dropped out? A couple have dropped out. Oh gosh, they're tiny. Tiny little labels. What do these say? I'll have to find the other ones that are on the floor. Well, it says, oh, they're tiny, tiny little ones that say, won't stop, can't stop, Aren't they really nice? Tiny little ones, really tiny. Won't stop sewing. Can't stop sewing. That's what I want to do this afternoon. I want to do a bit of that. Won't stop, can't stop. I'm a bit of a workaholic, I have to say, and I just won't stop. I like to be doing things. When I want to watch TV, I'll say, oh, there's a good programme on, if I do want to watch TV, and then I immediately go and sit at my desk and start working, and I'm listening to the TV at the same time. Which, by the way, I am... put that in there. I'm going to put that into there. I'll have to pick the other ones up. Hang on. I'm going to pick the other ones up before I forget. You get 3. So there's 2, 1 in there and the other 2 in there. I have been watching with a lot of difficulty, mind, because the quality is not great, and I refuse to pay for it. So there are certain ones where I've been watching Project Runway. And I'm on to I've just finished episode 7 of Project Runway, where you see them making clothes. The only thing is, here in the UK, we don't, I think it's through Bravo or something. We don't have Bravo. So I'm having to download it from hijacked videos that people have taken, and I'm getting a really blurry thing, and I get to see what's happening. At first I saw the first couple of, the first 2 or 3 episodes were good. Episode 6 was just absolutely abysmal. It was jumping all over the place, and their voices weren't matching with the videos. But last night they were doing fur. Last night one I watched, they were making fur, and they were using fur, let's say, and they made some lovely items. And sorry, while I'm talking, I'm putting cream on my hands because I can feel that they're a little bit dry with this central heating and the cold. So anyway, they were using fur, and they created some lovely garments. Unusual. I think it was avant-garde. So obviously avant-garde's not your daily wear. But it's quite fascinating to watch and see how they create things. It's my kind of program. So but as I say, the first episode I watched was really good. Very clear, and it's got gradually worse. So it's very grainy, very bitty and everything. So maybe I should really hang on a week or 2, and then they're a bit better, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see them all as soon as they come out, and I think the quality's not good at first. But yeah, I've been enjoying this Project Runway. It's been well worth watching for me. I like it, and there was a girl I followed on Instagram, Katie O'Court, and she was on it, that was what got me into watching it, because Katie O'Court was on, and she does bright colours. And sadly she left I think she was out at the end of episode 6. I missed who got kicked out, but I noticed in episode 7 she wasn't there, so I'm assuming they got rid of her then. But she does colourful clothes with big ruffled stand-up collars, sleeves and things, and I don't know that they were really impressed altogether by what she does, but she does do lovely things. And so that was what got me on to watching it. So let me do Sherlock. The next Sherlock is called Another Santa Claus. A double robbery at the Bosch Limited Christmas party had stumped Inspector Lestrade. He was at his wits' end. "Listen," he told Mr. Holmes as soon as he arrived at the scene of the crime. "This case might interest you. Although the reception was manned throughout the evening, 2 items were stolen today. The plans to take over rival business, Bunkum Limited, next year, and, you're not going to believe this, a Father Christmas costume. The company director, Irene Hayes, is ready to tell us what happened." A tall woman in her mid-40s stood waiting for them in the spacious foyer of the high-rise building. "Mr. Holmes, it's a pleasure to meet you, despite the circumstances," Mrs. Hayes began. "Allow me to give you all the facts. We booked Mr. Claus to dress up as a Santa and give small presents to the employees at the company's Christmas party. It was held in the assembly rooms on the ground floor. He arrived at the given time before the party started and changed into his costume in a small office we'd made available for him on the second floor. Halfway through the event, drinks were served, and in the meantime he went outside the building for a few minutes to have a cigarette. The receptionist reports seeing him come back inside. During the second half of the party, he was like a different person. He couldn't remember which employees had already received their gifts and got my name wrong when he spoke to me. There were also a suspiciously large number of empty champagne glasses near where he was standing. After the Christmas party ended, Mr. Claus went to get changed. A few minutes later, he came to me, complaining that he could no longer find his costume. He said he'd taken it off before going to the bathroom. It must have been stolen during that time. At almost the same moment, a colleague noticed that the conference room on the 4th floor, which was supposed to be locked, had been broken into and some documents had disappeared. We immediately questioned everyone present, but we didn't find any plans or any clues to their whereabouts. However, the receptionist at the front desk tells me that a man dressed in Santa Claus clothes had calmly walked out the building in full costume. He disappeared without a trace. Please help us, Mr. Holmes. We need to find this man in the costume. So, well, you know what's happened. Some guys wanted to steal the plans, and he didn't want to be noticed, did he? So he stole the Santa costume. So in a few minutes, I shall tell you what the solution is. I'm wearing a top that fabric that Renee sent me from America. I love this top. Really flattering. I love the colour. I love the turquoise. And I've even matched my eyes a little bit blue to go with it. Anyway, Renee sent me the fabric, and the pattern is my favourite pattern, which is the Love Notions La Belladonna top, which I love. I can't remember if it's got a V-neck in it, but I don't face it sometimes. I just turn it over. And double stitch down the side. So let's get on with caboodle. And we are on day 4, aren't we? Day 4. Look at those. Woohoo! I'm looking forward to these. Number 4. Now somebody, I think, Kes said she'd opened one and she said, mine's not the same, so I'll not tell you what it is. I'm not sure. I think she said it was a caboodle that she's got as well. And Kes, aren't you in Australia? I think you told me you were in Australia, so you are to send for this to go to Australia. It must have cost an arm and a leg, unless I've got you wrong. Number 7. There's lots of fabric in here. Lots of fabric. I can feel bags of fabric. Number 7. Number 30. Oh, it's the one that I've been avoiding. A big box that's rattling. Big box that's rattling. Now look at that. A big box, number 4, and it's rattling. So I've got some red ribbon I can keep. I shall press that red ribbon and I shall keep a hold of it. And in here, brown paper. I'll keep the brown paper as well. My mother used to keep everything that she got, and I used to think, what on earth is she doing? She saves everything, and I'm doing exactly the same. Every time I get something, I save it. So I think, oh, I'll iron that and I'll use that paper. Now then, I think obviously, oh no, it's a kit. It's a fabric kit to make some things for the tree. A brass band. Oh, well, we've got to look at that, haven't we? And how to get into this without damaging it. I'm going to have to rip it open. A brass band. Wow, big box. Let's see what's in. Do you want to see? You can see before me. Oh, interesting. very interesting. So I've got a sponge with a needle in. Change my battery. Now I've got a sponge, which is obviously just holding the needle in place, so you've got a needle. And I've got a lot of threads, a little couple of little trumpets, and some wooden balls and threads. So that's obviously to make the body. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 little wooden men. Oh, they're cute. Oh, with little faces. Look at the faces. Let me see. Let me cover them up. Let's see. 3 little men like that, or ladies. Could be ladies with faces. And felt pieces. Well, this is what I'm going to potter on with this afternoon. I'm going to do a bit of pottering, making these. Some little felt pieces like that. The wings and possibly the coat and things and the cape to go around it. And there's 3 little pieces of felt that have been cut together. They've been heat cut, so that's those. And then as well there are the instructions. So I shall potter on and assemble that. I'll show you what they're like tomorrow. I shall make those together, put them together, I'll put them together. So that is fabric kit. Isn't that lovely? And so I can use this box. I can use this box to put things in. Right, so that's that. I think that's all there. I've just, while I was looking for a pattern, I've just come across this one, which I made once before, and I don't think I ever showed you it. I've still got it in the wardrobe. I love it, but it's made of a very thin polyester, and I didn't like the fabric, and I thought I always promise myself I'll make another one. So I thought I might make this Lacala dress, and it is Lacala 4792. I thought it was really nice when I made it, so I might make this over the weekend. Might just. So you'll get to see that. I made a couple of other things. I've got quite a few things hanging around that I'd like to show you, but I might do those not so much as a Vlogmas, but as a vlog. I'll try and get a vlog in. I want to get 2 vlogs in before Christmas to show you A, the clothes that I've made, and B, something that I think some of you might find really nice, good to find out about. So let's get back to Sherlock. I'm going to have to reorganise this caboodle, start going backwards from the 24th, 23rd, so that I don't have to go searching in the bag for it. So I've lost my Sherlock Holmes. It's right underneath all of those. So we had a Santa Claus costume missing and some plans for, what were the plans for? Plans to take over a rival business, Bunkum Limited. Well, look at the name, Bunkum. Bunkum in England means do off. So it's a very appropriate name, do a runner. I'm sure it does, Bunkum. Let's have a look and see what Bunkum means. In my days, they used to say, oh, go and do a Bunkum. Do a Bunkum. Which, coincidentally, I said to Renee, she made a comment and I replied to her. And I said, she said she would love to, as a lot of you have said, you'd love to be able to meet me and have a chat with me. And you would love me to be close by so you could could get to know me more. And I said, oh, I'd love to be at one of your meetings, one of your quilting sessions. We could have a good chin wag. And I said, in case you don't know what chin wag means, it means have a chat. Now up here we say, oh, I'll have a chin wag with you later. Meaning, oh, if you see somebody in the street and we'll say, we must get together and have a chin wag. And basically it's telling each other things, you know, we haven't seen you for a long time, so we'll have a chin wag. An example of bunkum is, many people think the global warming is complete bunkum, but scientists have numerous statistics to back up their assertion. Anyway, let's forget about that. So, another Santa Claus. Both thefts are connected to each other, though I can but speculate as to why. I consider industrial espionage to be the most likely reason. What I can say with certainty is this: we aren't dealing with one culprit here, but with two, namely a pair of twins, one half of which is Mr. Claus. The first culprit enters the building without wearing a costume and goes up to the office on the second floor. On the way, he familiarises himself with the layout of the building via an escape route plan on display in the corridor. During the break, he retreats to the office again. Oh, yes, his lordship. Yes, his lordship. Are you looking for me? What? What? Oh, a parcel package has come. Well, it's been that long. It's getting darker now. I'm going to have to put the light on in a minute. But he was coming to tell me that a package had arrived. And it is a package of plastic boxes, which I'm going to assemble, a bit like shoeboxy things. I'm going to assemble and see what they look like on my shelves. I wanted to try them out. They're a pack of 10, and if they don't work, or they should work, but if needs, I just thought it might tidy things up, because I've got lots of boxes, all different sizes, and I thought it'd be nicer to have clear boxes. So I'll show you what this is like when it's made up tomorrow, and you can see. So let's continue with Sherlock. I've got to try and find where it was actually. On the way, he familiarises himself with the layout of the building via an escape route plan on display in the corridor. During the break, he retreats to the office again while his brother enters the scene disguised as Santa Claus. He tells the receptionist that he was outside having a cigarette. He is allowed in and joins the party in the assembly rooms, where he stands in for his brother with all the said inconsistencies. During this time, our first Santa had plenty of time to find what he is looking for, taking advantage of the fact that all the staff and management are distracted. Quite obviously, he looks for the takeover plans and uses a skeleton key to get in. The twins meet up after the party in the office on the second floor. One of them keeps on his costume, grabs the second one and the documents, while the other twin waits for his brother to disappear and then raises the alarm. No one suspects him of anything, and then the culprit is nowhere to be found. The key to solving this case, however, lies with the first Santa Claus, whose contact details you must surely have. I assume they will be correct, as he thinks he has an excellent alibi, and a false address would create unnecessary suspicion. So the police should have no problem in tracing twin number 1 and the stolen papers. They'd probably find further note as well. I can't imagine that this was the twins' first coup, because it was planned so professionally. So yes, there you go, twins. I didn't think of twins, but I thought it was somebody from the company trying to steal the bunkum plans. So there you go. That was Sherlock Holmes Day 4. And so I'm going to now go and assemble these boxes. I'm going to put together my little Santa Clausy men, my little quiet men. I'm going to make some other things, although I don't know what, and I'm going to tidy up. So until tomorrow, I'm going to love you and I'm going to leave you, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!